Hi, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about some new things on television. Actually, we're going to talk about the show Camelot, which will have its actual premiere April 1st, but which had an early release of episode 1 over the weekend. And we're going to compare and contrast that to Merlin, and then talk about how these fit in the legend of Arthur and what television is doing to the culture. Camelot is produced by Starz, and of course Merlin is appearing on the Sci-Fi network. Merlin is kind of PG rated. It's made for kids, and in many ways is therefore is kind of family safe, or at least safer than Camelot. Camelot, the new show on Starz, is frankly I view it as kind of softcore porn. It fits in there with programs like True Blood, The Tudors, and Spartacus. More violence, more blood, more sex. It's rated TV MA, which stands for mature, but which I've always felt was kind of adults thinking and behaving badly. To describe the opening episode of Camelot, which promises to be different from other stories about Arthur, is to describe something that's deeply and seriously wrong with the culture. It's a beautiful film. Talented actors, great locations, technically good, but this film is just kind of empty because it takes myth and history and turns it into a kind of bloody soap opera. And excellent example is the character of Arthur. Arthur is supposed to be a kind of innocence with a determination to achieve something in the world, to do good. Basically, in most of the depictions, has started off as kind of a humble person. But this Arthur is entirely different. He's good-looking, self-confident, and when we see him for the first time, his brother finds him making love to his brother's girlfriend. But what's worse, not only is this 9th century farm lad making love to his brother's girlfriend, but he chooses, when they're finished having sex, to paraphrase the Bible. He adds to his vices blasphemy. This is someone that you would trust to run a nation? Someone whose own brother can't trust him with his girlfriend, and who chooses to stack his vices on top of one another? It's kind of difficult for me to imagine anyone at the age of 16 or 17 in the 9th century who would couple both was then considered the serious sin of adultery in a laughing way with the sin of blasphemy. It's almost unthinkable. This is the great author of legend? Well, they told you it wasn't going to be. Basically, this is some misplaced bad boy from a rock band, and it's difficult to understand how he will ever emerge to be the king of legend. And of course, he's not meant to be. The story of Arthur is the story of innocence and goodness in a very complex world, being overwhelmed by all that, despite the best intentions, being overwhelmed by all of the evil that man cannot defeat on his own. And even magic won't help to overcome this evil. But it's also, in the myth of the once and future king, a story about the redemptive power that's given to man and comes from the effort when people try to do good. But none of that's present in any of this, because religion, except when it's mocked, except when it's displayed as being irrelevant, does not occur in this Camelot at all. Merlin is a little different. It's better. There is a struggle between good and evil, but now Arthur is depicted as kind of a princely buffoon, and Merlin, the magician, the young magician, is depicted as the hero of the piece. And again, any kind of interest in that struggle between prior pagan societies and their conversion to Christianity, and the struggle between individuals within that world, stuck between the world of the real, the world of faith, and the world of magic, none of that is at all considered, and nor is there anything about the consequences of human acts and human character. If you liked True Blood, if you like The Tudors, if you like history, a soap opera, if you like people without any morals and only appetites, you'll probably like the new Camelot. Merlin, I think, while it doesn't have, it has something of a moral edge, but again, loses the place of religion in society and history.